Welcome one, welcome all, lads, lasses, everyone in between. I'm your host, TE. Today we got some Exo-Force sets to build. We're going to build the initial wave of sets, at least the 6 smaller ones, being what I would say the primary mechs. That's almost all the sets I have from Exo-Force, but that's all right. That's all right. I'm still happy that I have this entire group. I could have added the Gate Assault as well from the first year, but we'll save that for another time. We'll see how far we get through 6 mechs today. Luckily, these smaller, these real tiny ones, just are going to be nice and quick. I do have, the original instructions. So I'm proud of how well kept these are. They're not all torn up and tattered like some of the Harry Potter and Star Wars ones are. So good on me for that. We're gonna start here with Uplink, the little guy. I've been working on his revamp for a good bit now, but I'm waiting for certain pieces to be in orange, or I really want it to be in the new reddish orange instead. But yeah, parts aren't appearing in the shape, or the shapes I want to use are not coming out in the colors I need them in. So sooner than later, we will get an Uplink revamp, but we'll start with him. Start with him for today. And this minifigure of Ryo, apologies, whatever the pronunciation is. This one has seen its wear and tear. He has a bit of a boo-boo, some battle damage. He is missing half of one of his hands. They're just smaller clips, they break. Let's see if we can get try to get him on the zoom in for you. And if anyone hasn't seen these minifigures yet, they're hysterically stylized. They got the anime eyes and the big rubber hair pieces. Kind of silly. Let me get a little closer for you. Yeah, but if you see one of his hands just snapped in half, just an older piece. It's gonna happen. They get crusty. They get weaker. They eventually go kablooey, snap on you. Another thing with these sets is that some of the parts are going to be missing. I noticed that when I had to rebuild Stealth Hunter a while back, and along with what's his name, Thunder Fury. Thunder Fury's missing his harpoons, which is kind of sad. It's a nice piece to have. I don't have any of the 4. So I will do the best of my ability to complete these, even with some missing parts. I know the light bricks are all missing, along with their flex cables. So we won't get to see the fun play feature that they used to have. It's not like the batteries would still be around, but it would have been nice to have those bricks in there. Or even this printed console piece is not the right one. Why is it in here? What happened? Or these Technic pieces. They're supposed to be in black in this set, but I just have the orange ones, which would have been from some of the smaller Bionicles, the ones that used the Rockshi masks, that reused them. Hold on, is my mic working? This is the paranoia check, folks. Paranoia check. Mic is running. Okay. You never know. You never know. I could be a doofus. But bit of a surprise stream today. I know it may have caught some folks off guard. I was planning to take a very long break here, but things worked out that I need these sets rebuilt for some recording, photographing, etc. Since it is Exo-Force's anniversary. Shout out to that, everybody. But I need these rebuilt. So might as well do it on stream. Let everybody see what they're like. Their simplicity and blockiness. This is why we revamp, folks. This is why we revamp. Oh, okay, so the stickers are all on. And in these older sets, you don't put the stickers on until the very end. So I might have to jump back and forth to make sure I'm putting the right sticker on the right side. Yeah, there's the image for you all. Just put them all on. Simple, right? This foot, we need these two. Yep. Yeah. Bit of a mess having to go back and forth for those. We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, what do we got here? Now I gotta get back to what were we doing again? Where were these stickers supposed to go? But yeah, we'll get the whole gang together, and then I'll be able to do some photography, some comparisons with the rebuilds I've already done, or revamps. And yeah, it'll be fun to have these back together again. I don't remember the last time I had them together. Possibly was 2016 when I was doing my smaller mocks. But when I initially got these sets, even as a kid, I just didn't care about the stickers. And then when I rebuilt them in around 2016, I decided, hey, why don't we see what the stickers look like? And ever since then, I have regretted it. I think the Exo-Force sets look much better without the stickers. So hopefully when I rebuild these, I'll take some time to just de-stickerify them. Just get some adhesive remover, clean them up, call them good. Like, the stickers are nice. They're very good for what Exo-Force did. But having them be clean to start and then adding the stickers later, I realized the difference, and it's rough. It's rough. And I'm starting to see some of these stickers are peeling right off. So they're not going to last much longer anyways. Hold on, sticker check. Which one goes where? I do love how much Exo-Force brought in a lot of Technic and Bionicle pieces to the system. I know they aren't the first, but they definitely were pioneers of just letting loose. Like these shoulder pads on the uplink. They're the old Technic hockey helmets, recolored in orange. So that was a cool piece to see just reappear out of nowhere. New color. And now we see that all the time with modern sets. You love to see it. This is our uplink. Little guy. It would be very frustrating to put all stickers on at the ends. At the time, it's not bad. Like when you're doing your first stickering, it's probably a little easier for some cases, because putting them all on at once means you only have to do stickering one time. It's not like you're breaking up the building, putting a sticker on, building, sticker on, building, sticker on. But yeah, I can understand. Like, now that you've built it, you have to like juggle it around and be like, sticker, oh, sticker. But it's definitely sucking now to rebuild it and be like, oh, well, these two are the same piece. Which one do I put on first? on this blank image. Uh-oh. So I get the argument of no stickers. I prefer stickers in set because then you get the option. Exo-Force was a prime example for that for me. But yeah, I like the option, and then also I have so many sticker sheets I've been holding on to because then I could apply it to other pieces and use them elsewhere for mocks. But I've also have not used my entire sticker book yet. There's just so many pieces that, or so many stickers that just keep piling up in that book, and I just have not bothered to apply them to any mocks yet. I really should, but I also like the challenge of trying to create as much detail without the quick, easy ones. Quick, easy imagery. All right, now this is a little rough. These older instruction booklets. The dark gray looks very, very dark, almost black. Luckily, there's a black piece here, and you can see a slight difference. I think the camera brightens it up a little. Maybe I should look at it through the camera lens to get a better idea of what I'm supposed to be building. I know that the further and further back you go with the LEGO instructions, the worse and worse it gets. The difficulty in seeing the darkness. The darker pieces on dark backgrounds too. I remember some older ones having real bad troubles with that. Oh, see, these leg stickers on this one are a little easier to work with because they're exactly the same. Thank you, LEGO. I know you thought about that this many years later. Is that right? Oh. Wait. Oh, okay, yeah. One of those cases where it looked like it was pressed all the way down here, but it's halfway up. I'm just looking at it poorly. I also love the charm of these smaller mechs from the early Exo-Force, where the legs come out the back and then down around and all these extra connections. It's understandable because they just didn't have the parts to have come straight down out of the bricks. So I love how much extra work they had to put in to move the position all around. And it gives some extra posability, like being able to rotate the legs in and out on these very stiff hinges. But yeah, this is a one-off stream. I'm not back in full swing just yet. I just wanted to get these sets rebuilt for some upcoming stuff. There will be eventually updated schedule and back in swing of things, probably in another couple months. And when we do that, it will probably be alternating studio every other week, just digitizing some builds. And then on the off weeks from that, we will alternate probably set building, because I have a lot of sets. I have a lot of sets sitting around, haven't been built in years. Brand new sets. But also alternating that with some mock building. Probably slow down the mock building a little bit, because I will focus some stuff off stream. So basically 4 streams a month, 2 being studio, 1 being mock building, 1 being set building. That's the plan. That's the plan. Anything could happen in the next couple months. Opportunities could arise, or I could just end up being lazy. We shall see. We shall see. But I definitely want to get back into the streaming stuff. Do some more. Might try to focus more Lego than the video game stuff, because, well, this is just a little more productive. Having this stuff at the ready. Having more stuff built for shows. Just kind of handy to have ready to go. I'm feeling some of these axle pieces are a little loose, which is unfortunate. This one in particular just way too easily slides out. Hard to showcase that, but I was barely putting any force there and it just right out. I don't think this one had any crazy part recolors. It does have this nice armor piece that primarily only came in Exo-Force sets. But I think a lot of this other stuff was just stuff Lego already had on hand. We're using it in some new ways. They're chunky robots, iconic to the theme. Give them an antenna for why not? Big old antenna. And then don't forget to put all your stickers on at once. These stickers aren't too bad. I think the robots, depending. Like I said, I think the stickers themselves are good. I've just seen the difference between them on and off the set, and I like them better without them. But the designs are good. I like the weird, almost circuit board style that the robots have. Almost. So. And then advertisements. So yeah, I almost have the first entire batch. The only one I'm missing was the, I think it's Sonic Phantom. Is the jet. Big turbines. Oh, and alt builds. Oh, maybe we should do an alt build stream too. Look at that little. That one's not too bad. I like that one. Big chunky turret. What is that? Oh, and then the uplink has the hover bike. I will definitely be doing some revamps on a few of the alt builds. Definitely the bike would be a good one. That one, it's a little basic. I like how it is as an alt build. As a revamp, though, I don't think it's going to be that interesting. But there's definitely some sillier ones from the big guys. Yeah, I'm going to move these guys off screen a bit more. Oh, we got blue hair guy. I'm not even going to try to remember what. Oh, Haruko. I butchered that. Sorry. Blue spiky hair. And then the rest of these have these tall booklets. When I was digging through all the classic booklets I had, I remembered how awkwardly big some of the set booklets were. Just like the size of these three combined would be a single booklet for like a $30 set. And it was like, why? What are we doing here? What are we doing? The hover bike looks kind of nice, but the other one's kind of goofy. That's what I was thinking. Like, it's satisfactory for what it is, but it really is just another bipedal mech, and then has a giant cannon in the middle. Whereas the bike was completely different. Paperweight. So we're gonna move on to the Stealth Hunter. In number order, it is the first one, but it also, I've already rebuilt it recently, so I just want to start with those and get them out of the way. This one was on, what is it? This was the one that kind of kicked off some of the revamps in recent years, because 2 years ago they did the Lego City Robot World set, and they did a nice little homage to this set by putting a mini version of it in there. And not like a mini, but it's like it's scaled down. Still had a good amount of bulk and a figure could fit in there. Really was just lacking a couple pieces to bring it up to snuff with the original. But it was a pleasant surprise to see a set like this just almost recreated in a modern set. I feel like LEGO needs to do that more. I know LEGO's already pulling at a nostalgia a lot, but do it more like that, please. Okay. Now we're going to start to get to the challenges of some major pieces missing, and it's going to throw me off. But yeah, this is definitely one of the more iconic Exo-Force sets. And I don't have any of these tiles or jumpers. That's cool. Oh wow, we're skipping a lot of pieces. I really just need to set up some Bricklink wish lists for all the parts missing. I did that for a little while for some sets, but I think the Exo-Force ones deserve getting some part orders made, just to finish them off. Okay, where are the other 10 pieces I need right now? The tiles would definitely stick out, but some of these just appear to be gone. Just gotta keep moving. If they show up later, hooray. If they don't, well, then we know. Then we know for certain. And I think for these bigger ones, instead of just an alt build, they have combiner models where you take two sets and you add all the parts together to make something new. Same concept, just more of we want you to buy other set as well. Please buy more. Please buy more products. One thing I find it very fun with going back to sets like these is just getting to the basics of how few parts there actually were. Always intriguing. Oh, plus illegal build techniques that you wouldn't see nowadays. Like this. Oh! Just kind of roping this Technic piece halfway through a Technic plate. It's good enough. It's good enough. Throw it up here for you guys to see. Just kind of, it's in the Technic pin in the back, but then the plate's like halfway through. Wonderful build technique. It's solid. It's definitely putting some tension on the Technic piece though. I should have prepared a little more and got out the Robo World version again. Oh well. I've made a post about the revamp. Well, kind of. There'll probably be a new one comparing the two. One of the things I want to do with these is get them recorded for spins now that I have that formula down with my builds. You haven't seen the Exo-Force combiner models before, but you can imagine them looking that great. Bionicle combiner models were very goofy. They were. I know the bad guy combiner model's not too bad, but I don't remember what the good guy combiner model looks, so we'll see that at the end of this booklet. I remember seeing the jungle one, which is their third year of sets. The villain combiner model for that one is just a complete mess. Because you're combining a helicopter, a spider, and a kind of panther, four-legged creature. And so none of those things mesh very well to begin with. So they worked with what they had. And then I can't remember any... I really can't remember any other ones. But I didn't have too many sets outside of those. Okay, they want me to put a light brick in. I don't have a light brick. So this was one of LEGO's first attempts at a light brick. At least a standardized light brick. I know they tried a few times before this. And this one was the size of a 2x4 brick, just with a smooth top. And it'd have a very, very strong button on the top, very difficult to press at times. And that was it. It wasn't super bright. It wasn't the best. But for a while, it got the job done. But the cool piece that came with it were these fiber optic cables, fully flexible and can transfer the light all the way to the other end. That too was also not very bright, but having the whole tube light up red was kind of cool for the time. But then it was just later in the year, after they released these sets, they came up with a different light brick, which is the 2x3 with the soft button on the back. I don't know if that one's still in production, but it probably is. I know I've seen it in recent years. I feel like I saw it in a friend's set recently, so that one's still around. That was the modern light brick, and yeah, they came out the same year as this one, just later in the year, for some of the Bionicle sets. Have you used a light brick and fiber optic cables in a mock? I've thought about it, but you'll need to order some to test them out first. I have not, because I have no idea where mine are. I have 4 of them from these sets, and they're all missing. The light brick, they die out quick. I think you can replace the batteries on them, but they did not last long, even when the sets were brand new. But the fiber optic is a super useful piece because it's pretty much a flex tube that is even more flexible. It's a lot harder, or it's not as difficult to work with. It flexes very easily. And it's a clear pipe, so it has a lot of uses to it. Problem is, it only comes at one length, and it was only in maybe 6 or 7 Exo-Force sets, and that was it. So getting your hands on one is a little difficult. But yeah, I think that overall the light brick is kind of useless, even for mocking. It would look good for greebles, for some extra detail in a mechanism, because it's a clear brick with all the little technology control panels and or whatever on the inside. The little wires and stuff. So it could look good for details, but actually using it for a light brick? No way. But don't let me stop you from trying to find good uses for it. I just think they're a little too hard to find to make good use out of them. If you have one, that's awesome. If you don't, good luck. I wish I knew where mine were, but if I did know where they were, I probably wouldn't use them for a mock. I'd just put them back to these sets. I do like to keep the sets I want to keep. I try to keep them complete and whole. I know these are missing a bunch of pieces, but I try to avoid that and not use pieces here and there for mocks if it's a set I want to keep. Obviously, there will be sets where I build it once and I'm like, cool build. Anyways, to the collection it goes. And I will not be treating Exo-Force sets that way. Just so I can do things like this. Bring it back, rebuild them. But yeah, definitely older sets. I'm more inclined to try to keep whole and not use for parts. All right, now we got the questionable bits. Where do the stickers go? Oh, look at this. This one has 2 whole pages to show you. I think these are the only ones that are different on the same piece. Everything else I think we can figure out. We'll be fine elsewhere. All right. I mean, I don't know if this technique is illegal, but I don't think you'd see it nowadays. Just inserting a Technic pin into a ratcheted joint. It feels a little weird. It's very stiff. That might be the age of the bricks, but definitely didn't feel right. Definitely didn't feel right. Okay. Here's the cool piece of the set. These were recolored Knights Kingdom swords. They were used for the Knights Kingdom action figures, probably once or twice. And then they were used, a couple of the designs they used for Knights Kingdom were reused for Exo-Force. So I know the Sentai Fortress has a different mold similar to this in blue. But this one's a nice thin sword. Use it for a double-bladed staff. Very cool pieces. I bet Bionicle builders make great use of these. It's just nice to have some extra blades. Just gonna. Okay, there goes its legs. Yeah, not having those tiles kind of sucks for his stability. It's okay. We just keep pushing forward. Luckily, these are like 150 to 200 piece sets. They really aren't a lot for what their size is. They really were the middle ground between Exo-Force, or not, sorry, between System and Bionicle. So because it had the Bionicle elements and these big ratcheting joints from Knight's Kingdom, all these larger pieces just really drop down the part count, make it super easy to put together. There we go. Long sniper-like gun. Yeah, another thing, they're not missing. There's both red and black pins in my set. Whoops. Nope. It works. It's in there. These things are really big, but they're so skeletal. So basic in build. And with inflation, this would be like $30 US now. Alright, well, last couple things. Oh yeah, I don't have the missile or the satellite dish. At least we're getting some of the general parts in. Oi, oi, oi. Don't have his control lever, don't have his blasters. On the cockpit, nope, none of that. So many things are missing. But we have this extra 2x6, which I'm guessing was in here as substitute for the tiles. And a 2x2 for some reason. Okay. We could throw them in there. Now to make room for the electric brick, there is a lot, or the light brick, there's a lot of space front to back. That makes these a little awkward. But let's see what the combiner model is for Stealth Hunter, and it would be Grand Titan, the other guy. There's our spread. Here, let me get Stealth Hunter out of here. There's our spread, and okay, that's not bad. That's not terrible. Just kind of a beefier mech. Has some extra joints on the arms. A light brick on each arm. That's not too bad. All of the white plating goes down below. Red plating goes up by the shoulders. Could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. And these all have special names too, but they didn't put them here. So I'll have to go to the Exo-Force.com, see if that's still running, and find out what the name was. All right, but that was Stealth Hunter, the OG, the one they decided to remake, the Flyer, one of the more iconic ones, I'd say. Although I feel like you could pick any of the original 4 and call them the iconic staple. All right, now we're gonna move to Thunder Fury. Jump to a villain one. I remade this one last year, both the set and the revamp, but I did not get a recording of him spinning. So I was like, oh, ooh, there's a light brick in here. Of course, it doesn't work. The fiber optic is not, though. Oh, I will show this off real quick. So you can definitely use this for some nice greebles. And I don't know if it was ever used, but the sides of it have these rail inserts. I guess you could slide it back and forth ever so slightly, but I don't remember that ever being used in a set. The rail parts. But yeah, it's got the battery in there. It's got all these mold injection sights that are kind of boxy, so it kind of brings some techno greebles to your build. Definitely usable. Just like I said, don't know how easy it is to actually find them. It's a little rough. Oh. And these instructions are pretty fresh. I need a figure for a paperweight. I know it's just a me thing. Maybe some other people are this way too. I really don't like creasing the instructions, like folding the paper back. I don't know why. I don't know why. So that's one thing that's kept these very fresh. Something we'll see across the remainder 3 mechs I have ready for today is that their cores are very similar. There will be repetition here. I didn't sort well enough. Finding all the stickered pieces. I just can't find this inverted slope. Maybe that's the piece that's missing for today. Oh, a singular harpoon. I'll make it 2. I did find 2 eventually. Okay. Not all are missing, but some things are. So we'll just ignore that slope missing. If it's like the previous one, it's going to be fine without. No tiles on this one either. Cool. Cool. Yeah, all these first few steps are just missing all their parts. So that's neat. That's cool of me. Past me. I know I've gone digging through some older part collection pieces, and I did not find the replacements. I will either need to order them or just let them rot. Let them rot without. And I have a couple older mixed collections of system pieces, Bionicle pieces, and I know where they're at. I've gone through them multiple times. And there's, I don't know, probably as kids, we lose parts. friend takes them, or they get taken. You take your toy with you somewhere, and parts just fall off and you lose them. Who knows? These things are 20 years old. I no recollection of what happened where. But hey, as long as I can keep building them and keep enjoying them when they get back together, everything's gonna be a-okay. This part makes me jealous of this 1x2 and this 1x1 with the Technicals. I want plenty of those 1x3 ones that are now available, but I've barely seen them. I want more. I want some fancy bricks. They're fancy newer bricks. But they are pricey right now. So I'll wait. Or I'll never get them. Luckily, most scenarios are like this, where you could just use 2 different pieces. Yeah, these builds are like a fun little puzzle of the parts are missing. Do I continue to just guesstimate and presume they're gone forever and I don't worry about them? Or do I build and realize I found them later, only to backtrack? There was probably a better way to say that, but I said what I said. Like, I don't know, does Ninjago build a mech that sticks out this far just to fit a pilot? The side profile still cracked me up. Yeah, that's the side of our mech. It's just stretch right out. And you'll see these mechanisms in all 4 of these mechs that kind of make it bob up and down. That was the activation for the light brick. Because you'd have this little piece right in here. As you lift it up, just pushes in. This would be like that. That's how they did it. That way you could, I mean, that's cool though. Remote control for your light brick. Nice not have to get your hand all the way into the build to do one little play function. I'm glad they were thinking about that even back in 2006. Although, hey, I'd say they were doing that even back to the 80s. I remember some of the like space sets that would have the external gear and wheel to drive your car. Oh, hold on, sticker check. Might need to backtrack here. No, stripe doesn't go on the bottom. I got lucky. Doesn't happen every time. But it did today. feel like we could zoom the camera just a little bit. We're a little far out. And I don't think you need to see the full instruction booklet. Let's give that a zoom. Hold on. Bring up Streamlabs so I'm not lagging behind when I look at this. That should be good. I'll just move booklet here. Try to center out a little more. Bring the parts in. Just so you all can see it a little better that I'm building. Do one more. There we go. And avert your eyes. It's gonna flash a bit. There we go. For the audio adjust. Okay. I think that'll make for a little bit better, a little cleaner of a viewer experience. I hope. This is where feedback is important, folks. I'm gonna say it is, and we're just gonna roll with this till the end of the stream. Yeah. Thunder Fury is a chunky guy. But at least that means they're really playing into the fact that he's supposed to be strong. Okay, sticker check. There's 5 of these pieces and 3 of them have stickers on them. Yes, these ones need some... Oh, how rude is this? They actually do split them up here. You do some stickers on this page, and then a handful later you do the rest. Let's see, we need... I think it's this one, and this one. No. Those are the feet. What am I looking for then? Got 2 blank ones. I think one of these blank ones is actually supposed to have a sticker. I'm missing a sticker now too. Lovely aged Lego. All right. Only the one side gets a sticker. The original clips facing upwards that were so thick that they were more likely to snap. Wonderful. And we'll put 1 harpoon on each side so it looks a little more presentable. I think that's how I did it last time. Say earlier you judged the look of some of the combiner models, but I wouldn't say that these base models are the prettiest things either. They're definitely a little dated. Oh, well, these stickers are nearly the same, so I'm just gonna roll with it, whether it's right or wrong. But yeah, that's why I'm glad the Exo-Force community is so strong right now, because we can go back and we can make these sets look good. at least make them look better in our memory. And like, this is what we saw when we were kids. This is what it could have been. My goodness, this style of mech is a little messy, very fragile. Well, not fragile in case of pieces breaking off, but fragile in the sake of they definitely don't stand up straight. Seeing a 2x2 slope? No, I'm just dumb. I have them all right here. And these are also stickers I'm just going to guess on. Hope that they're facing the right way. If not, oh well. They're symmetrical. The set definitely look old and are not necessarily pretty all around. Indeed. And I think the fact that I build so much Exo-Force is why I judge these so much as well. Because you can look the same thing at some of the classic space sets, and while they have their shaping and they have their charm, they're not the prettiest either. And I love classic space, but they're not perfect. But they all do encapsulate that time. And to that, they have their own right of being charming and playful. I think playful is very important. Plus, I'm always gonna love the non-licensed themes. I'm gonna always drag that on. If it's non-licensed, then it's already more beautiful. I never liked how the ankles were made for these. They're just on a Technic pin and can easily wobble. At least they gave us a degree of movement, but at the cost we lost some stability. They were trying. Oh, here's a page where they just, yeah, you do put, okay, this one's kind of rude like we were talking earlier. You build this first, put it on, and then you put the sticker on. But you're putting the sticker on after the fact you put the other piece over top. That's kind of rude. It's like they're basically telling you to slide the sticker underneath. What are we doing here, Lego? Yeah, this slope covers over the sticker just a little bit. All right, now put the sticker underneath. You got it. Kids can do that. Honestly, I think these sets are very comparable to Speed Champions in number of stickers. I think there's a few extras in Speed Champion, but what this says. Oh, I won't be able to even tell because multiples are the same number. It goes to 25, but there's a lot of duplicates. So, questionably upwards of 30 to 40 stickers on this thing. I also noticed some more stickers that were missing while looking at that sticker sheet page. Which I don't think they would do a sticker like this nowadays. This caution stripe on the big slope there's a smaller caution stripe on this 2x2 or 1x2 wedge slope. It's so tiny. I don't think they would even bother nowadays. I think it's so small they wouldn't even bother with a print. And it's a weird piece that I'm not sure if I've ever seen them do that for it. Okay, I need to steal a piece from earlier. Since we're missing, ooh, we're missing stuff. I'm gonna count that as a brick fallen. I didn't need to pull the counter back up, but I said, why not? And lo and behold, we did use it. Okay, is this the stickered one? I'm gonna say yes, and it is. Okay. Poor child me, or somewhat child me, when I redid these. That sticker is not well aligned, but it's also on a cone. So I have a little bit of Lego to blame on that one. I don't know what happened when I rebuilt these a long while back, but there are even more stickers missing. Entire ammo belt for one. Some silly bar and Technic connections here. Going through these 2x2 round bricks. Again, the quality checks weren't quite what they were back then. Ooh, loose axle too. That's a bummer. Yeah, it's not even the fact that it's not pushed in completely. It just is loose now. Can't wait for that to fall apart on me when I do the spins. Or another photo shoot. Yeah, you can just kind of shake it out. Well, the other side felt a little stiffer. Nope, it is the brick. So I wonder if I can swap that around. Aha! That's better. There's the axle connection inside the 2x2 brick that was loose. Weird. Yeah, this thing's missing a lot of stickers. Supposed to be one on each cone, on all these cylinders, the belt. Although maybe that's why I didn't put these two on, because they go across multiple bricks. I didn't realize they were still doing that until 2006. Okay. And that's not the set's design problem right there, of that the leg's just breaking off. That's me missing the tiles, not having them. All right. And another Technic pin into ratcheted joint. There we go. Oh, I missed these at some point too. The big wedge slopes. Well, I mean, the legs broke off and exploded everything, but nothing went flying off the table, so I'll take that. Here is the fancy piece for this this set. This was a Bionicle piece that was used for one wave, primarily in the silver color for all its different shapes. So it's cool to see it in this set as a dual molded dark red and black. So you get the big zoom in, kind of. I'm on a delay here, so I don't know if I'm actually reaching this right. But hopefully y'all can see it. Back it up a bit. That nice saw blade. Love it. And then during the revamp, made that entirely brick built. Smaller wedges, plates, and tiles. Okay. Now we got one of the more interesting of the cockpits, which has to be built to fit the robots. Because unlike a minifigure, they have a 2x2 footprint. A little bigger. See, this was nice parts usage back in the day. I'd still say so to this day. Using a wheel rim, which this one would have been new at the time. Wheel rim in black for kind of a casing around the front. What else? Although they didn't lock this thing into position, so it's kind of loose. Just a little bit. And this that I think inspired a lot of mock builders back in the day. This 1x1 with studs on all sides, and then just add some binoculars and it becomes a Gatling gun. Classy. I feel like I've seen that for decades being used for mocks all around. And then they just, no 2x2 jumpers back in the day, so they just threw a stud in there to center it. Okay, that's all we got. So we got some stuff missing. I'm gonna throw this piece here. And I'm gonna resecure the legs with these two 1x6 plates that are just here. Never found the inverted slope, like the first step. And we have a lot of extra pieces in this bag for some reason that just weren't part of the set. Oh, and then this Devastator that's in this set had a nice dual molded torso with the transparent red in the middle. Throw that up there. I should get a frame I can put by the camera, so I know where to center my hands. But yeah, that dark red that shines through the middle. Pretty cool. Pretty cool they did that for some figs. And at the time, these guys were 3 new molds. Leg mold, torso and head mold, and the arms, which the arms were the only one that were kept past the theme. Ooh. Look at that, just throw them in there. You can pilot. And light brick we'll just throw in there too. Just because we got it. We got one light brick. Bury it a little bit. And a bunch of pieces that definitely weren't part of Thunder Fury. Where did you all come from? We'll never know. Just gonna let it be. And then this one's combiner model. Looks like so. It's not terrible. It's a little goofy, but it's not awful. It definitely has some spunk, but a lot of things are just kind of thrown on. Just panels flying in all directions. Very large groin section with a blade going through the middle, so the Devastator has to look out both sides. Decisions are made. At least he has room for his buddy up top with his own Gatling. Something. Alright, but that's Thunder Fury. That's 2 of the big guys down. You've built the alt model, or the combiner model. A little weird but charming. I feel like that's the whole theme, is it's a little weird but charming at times. Like, not everything quite works the way you want it to. There we go, I got him. Got a weird like side leg to make him stand. But it's definitely fun that they had them as alt builds. And if I remember right, they had the free instructions online, so you didn't have to go off just the one image. So I'll have to look those up sometime. Maybe not actually build them myself, but at least see how they were built if I do a revamp on them. These are going by kind of quick. I probably should have prepared Gate Assault. But we'll just go till we get the big mechs done. But yeah, I love when LEGO used to do the alt models or like give ideas to kids. Just a good way to get creativity flowing. And yeah, it was bonus that they actually provided instructions for these, even if they were some loosely based ones. Because I remember the mediocre Harry Potter alt builds that they would sort of include instructions for. The sort of instructions were like, here's the first 30 bricks, and then the next 100 bricks, and then the last 100 bricks. And that was your instructions, was three steps, add a ton of pieces. All right, I was giving praise earlier to how well kept some of these instructions were, but clearly something went wrong here with Flame Vulture. That it looks like the whole thing is water damaged. But hey, still readable. Just a little crusty paper. Ooh, a little crunchy. You can still kind of flip through it. It'll be fine. How's the last one? Yeah, just Fire Vulture got water damaged. Weird. I would have thought they would have been all kept together. I know Alpha Team. Alpha Team used Sand Blue first. Maybe another theme. But it was so cool getting this set back in the day for some Sand Blue. Even though now I'm looking at it, there's 6 pieces, maybe more. I only see the 6. So it really wasn't much of a Sand Blue set. But it stuck out, definitely stuck out. All right, does this one have the inverted slope? Why am I missing all these inverted slopes? Oh, no, we got it. I found it this time, hooray. No light brick and no fiber optic in this one though. So we're back on that. But I think this is the first one to have the tiles that go in the back. There's something. And then we immediately lose it with no jumpers, clips. The smooth bit in the back. Nope. None of it. Oh, we do get a little bit of variety with Flame Vulture, though. Immediately off the bat, we got a different Technic beam. Hooray! Variety. And then you proceed to build something nearly identical to the rest. But first, oh, look at this. Some variety. More variety. Because I gotta add some stuff to connect the fan, the big rotor. Oh, classic. Classic Twitch with its bots. See, Exo-Force is real. I'm fighting the robots every day by blocking bot accounts. That's all it takes. The robot uprising has already begun. That and AI, but I don't want to go down the AI rabbit hole of that mess. A little rough with this part in every set of you slide this piece in, but you gotta slide this within it. So you gotta hold them both. Don't think they do that nowadays, but I could be wrong. It's a little challenging and a little awkward. I know they've really enjoyed streamlining how sets go together. Because they want even the most casual fan to have the ease of building. Which is why even with the adult models, you'll still have limitations on what they'll do. I'm glad minifigures make such great paperweights. Oh. I don't think this is supposed to be sand blue. Maybe these are from Knight's Kingdom, I don't know. But they're supposed to be dark gray. Awkward. Just adding a little extra pizzazz to our Fire Vulture today. Just like how I see there's a couple of old gray pieces in here. So the correct versions of the piece aren't even. Just carry it on, carry it on. Worried I'm missing a couple Technic pins, but I could probably just steal some from the wall over there. Ooh, okay. Do we think robot face or them hiding FV for Fire Vulture? Goes on this side. I'm gonna say robot face because that's how Thunder Fury is. Aha! Oh, and I just noticed Thunder Fury also. I don't know if that ever crossed my mind before. They have the FV here, and they have the TF for the other one. I don't know if I've ever noticed that they had the initials on the robots. At least the robot ones do. The robot mix. Oh, there's a bunch of pieces missing. Wah wah. It's gonna be kind of naked here. Unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for me. Yes, I need a better paperweight. The crusty water damage paper is really fighting me to stay open. This one. Missed the plate. At least I caught it. Didn't just assume that I'm missing a piece. I might be missing this Technic pin now. I'm gonna throw in a friction pin for now. It's supposed to be a frictionless, but maybe that one's an extra. Maybe. All right, this one's got a bulkier frame up top. Instead of using the plates, use some of these, some bricks, some Technic bricks. So Thunder Fury, I did last year. This one I'm building right now, Fire Vulture, I revamped this year. That one came out a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks. So if you want to see that one, it's already up. If you want to see the comparison between the two, that'll be up soon. That's why we're building it today. Building until I realize I don't have the parts I need. But yeah, there will be a comparison between the revamp and this one shortly after today. And I will do the same for Thunder Fury, even though I built the remake last year. Stealth Hunter, I will either remake my remake, since it was just kind of a mod, or I will just hold off for a little while. And the Grand Titan, the red one, I would like to have done by the summer for Brick World. So we'll see. So I'll hold that guy together too. Gang's all here, or they will be. Once again, to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Exo-Force. And I'll be carrying all this forward with next year celebrating 20th anniversary of Year 2, the Golden City, and 20th anniversary of Deep Jungle. So we're in a time where we're reliving Exo-Force. Gotta relive it. It is us, the fans, keeping it alive. And we're gonna do our best. Keep it interesting. All right, once again, stickers are slightly different. I'm just gonna roll with them and say, hey, you're on the right side now, whether you like it or not. Like these feet that are just a single little square and a little line different. Whatever. Black plates. Black plate check. The mech now has to be the paperweight because both sides you're trying to fly up. Luckily, it's just this one booklet, but getting a little obnoxious. There we go. Got his legs. Now he bounces a little better in between the pages. Oh, here's, okay, found something. Thunder Fury had one of these pieces, and vice versa. There we go. Look at that, me rebuilding them has fixed a few parts. One part at a time. One part at a time. And after building Thunder Fury, I know where that sticker goes. Look at that. Knowledge is power. And it's that obnoxious sticker that they tell you to cover first and then slide the sticker underneath. Okay, now lay him this way. It's gonna look great for camera, but just so I can see the flamethrower build a little better. Oh. Thank goodness they started using the Technic measurements on the page really early on. Because it's a mess when there's so many on the page. It's only 3 different measurements and they're very, very different. But just reduce some confusion. Okay, so we had Technic axles that were loose, and now we got Technic axles that are really stiff. There's no winning. There's no winning today. Man, I'm glad they had these rib hoses too. Cool piece. Cool piece. Perfect for this theme. And the evil robots. I'm guessing this is a color swap. I got one in black, but it's asking for gray. Oops. See, I don't think they would do this in modern sets. Is Technic axle holes with bars. At least I haven't heard of that happening anytime recent. Oh, this thing's missing a lot for the flamethrower. Ooh. I guess that's all I got. Looks awful, but I don't know. One thing. And we're just going until we run out. Is there some in? Nope. Looking at the parts from the other leftover from the other sets. Okay. Throw him back up there. Look around him to see what the actual parts are. Realize you don't have the ones that you need. Ooh, can we get these to come back? The nice little disc gears in light bluish gray. Because right now they're in tan, and the Game Boy brought one in black. That's all we got nowadays. I would love to know what the LEGO logic was for including barcodes on these sets. Okay. The robots having barcodes. Real quick, I'm stealing a Technic pin. Since I used that one earlier, it's actually needed here. Yeah, it's just a weird aesthetic to have barcodes. I also wonder if you can scan the barcodes for anything. If anything pops up nowadays. What they were based on. If they were the actual product barcodes, that's kind of funny. Okay. His flamethrower's seen better days. Missing quite a few pieces, but we just keep rolling, chat. We just keep rolling. Okay. Just a very expensive paperweight is all. Don't worry about him. Oh, this set does include both red and black for the short pins. Weird. Weird. Oh, we're building this claw. Another awkward bit. This could easily be fixed in modern sets just by putting the new Technic 1 long bushing for pins. But it's kind of awkward to leave this gap here and then just try to slot it in. First, there's two cool pieces in this set. This claw, which was only used in a couple sets, the very first year or two, Bionicle, for Gali specifically, and then some of the Brahi. But this was its only appearance. Don't count me on that. It might be the only appearance, as far as I know, in light bluish gray. Maybe isn't an Alpha Team set. Maybe it wasn't, but it's cool seeing it in light bluish gray. And Bionicle people probably love it for that. Definitely just a fun piece to get, and glad it came in it came in a pair in this set. You could do a Gali revamp thanks to it. Oh, I'm out of grill tiles. I only had 2. I need 3. And then this was the other really cool piece of the set, is this big fan rotor. There's the Technic pin. It's stuck in the rotor. I'll just put it back in the bag. But this was, I believe this was indeed an Exo-Force exclusive piece. Would have been in three or four sets. This one, the Silent Strike, I think is the name of it, the jet that would have been in this wave, and the Arrow Booster from the second year. I think those were the 3 sets only. And it was this black and gray mold for the first 2, and Arrow Booster would have been blue and red, or blue and white. Yeah, really cool piece, a lot of detail on it. This is definitely one you could judge LEGO for making hyper-specific molds, but it's just so cool. It's a little fan and a big fan, 2 fans combined. Really big, chunky mold. Kind of flimsy and feels like a little bit cheaper plastic, but it's cool. And then you can rotate it so you can fly in different directions. This one doesn't have as much of a front to back disgusting look to it. Throw a robot in. Oh, I did have... What was I doing a decade ago when I went back and put these stickers on? Because I have these slopes with the side stickers, but they're on brown slopes, but the original set asked for dark blue. I guess I lost the dark blue ones, and then, like, I don't know, I got these brown ones, so there are the stickers on there. Okay. And just like the other guys, I'm missing their little blasters, antennas, and radar dishes. It does have this smooth bit, which is supposed to go back here to be a stopper. It is just the top half of a hinge, which I know LEGO's done in more sets of recently. Meant to be a stopper for when this shakes up and down. Doesn't want to sit right. Everything's so stiff. And then we got a ton of other pieces. I think the jumpers could have been used early on. They're supposed to be dark bluish gray though, not gray. So I'm not sure what's going on here. What I do know is that these 2 are supposed to be on Thunder Fury. So we can get those back on them. This Technic lift arm supposed to go to uplink, but there's only one, so I'll hold on to it. The frictionless pin was supposed to be there. And I don't know where these 2 slopes are supposed to go to. Weird stuff. Stuff all mixed up. Oh, in the booklet, Thunder Fury stickers are backwards. How dare they? I know it's not the only time they've done that. Boy howdy, a bunch of extra parts that don't make any sense. Guess they'll just I'll just keep throwing them back in the bag. Because why not? More surprises for next time. Weird. Weird. Yeah, we got Fire Vulture. See if I can move him without breaking him. And my revamp. I'll do this with Thunder Fury at the end. There's these 2. They're hanging out. If you haven't already heard, my style is shrinking it down a little bit and just condensing all the details, adding a bit more to them. There'll be a comparison and a spin between these 2 later. so you can get some close-ups of what I'm talking about. But now he's ready. He's ready for his beauty shots and spin. And unfortunately, he's missing parts, but the idea is there. Now, just like his friends, he's gonna stiffly stand here, awkwardly, as we enter the final set for today, Grand Titan. Like I said earlier, I feel like you could pick any of these big four and call them the iconic Exo-Force set. Like the one and only. It really could be any of them. Ooh. So you feel like a little rubbery. They feel like they're chipping away inside the bag with other plastic. Oops. Okay. So with the sets, you have oh my goodness, I'm blanking on his name. Stealth Hunter. Stealth Hunter and Fire Vulture are a pair. A good guy that flies that's blue, and a bad guy that flies that's blue. And so then you also get this pair, which is a bad guy on the ground with heavy armor that's red, and a good guy with heavy armor on the ground that's red. And then the secondary color is white for good guys and black for bad guys, because light versus dark. Which in a social context, not the greatest, but it is definitely a trope across multiple mediums, not just Lego. But here we got Takeshi. And unfortunately, looking at this pile of bricks, I do not have his pipe wrench. For anyone that understands that, I'm sorry, Takeshi does not have a pipe wrench. But he's certainly looking like he has more of the parts than the others. Immediate color swaps, though. Yeah, because I have the dark gray ones in here, which are supposed to be light. And all the other ones had the light gray ones, but they asked for dark. Oops. Something went wrong. At least the sets are here together. I'm gonna guess this plate's here for this, since I don't have the tiles again. But yeah, this could have been much, much worse with just the sets scattered to the dust, into the winds, gone between all the mixed bins. Could have been worse. Would have been worse. So it's a good thing I kept them in decent condition. Not the best. But yes, as a reminder, this is a bit of a surprise stream. I'm not going to get quite back into the swing of things after today, but we want to celebrate the Exo-Force anniversary that's just what we're going to do here with these builds, and we're going to carry that onto the rest of the year. So there will be plenty more Exo-Force related builds and ideas coming up. We're going to make sure we really celebrate this year for Exo-Force. Even if my sets are incomplete. Make the most of it. And like I said, I'll at least get my photos and spins for this. I would like to help Brick Nerd write some more articles. And I feel like Exo-Force would have to be some of the topics. Especially with, like I said, this year being the anniversary. But, I have not had the ideas or motivation on what to write. So, we'll see if that comes to fruition. If it does, these guys will be primed and ready to go for photographs for the article. Fingers crossed. What are we looking for? Ooh, sticker check. Older set, sticker check. We want the toxic sign. Radioactive, one could say. Up and down we go. Yeah, like another outdated bit is putting this part together. It's a little flimsy at the start, but once you add a couple more bricks, it eventually gets there. It's just kind of sketchy, just a little bit. Also, if you can see in the booklet, they're telling you to build from the backside. It's like, hey, just don't forget to put this brick back here. They could have just changed the camera angle, but I don't know what LEGO instruction design software was like back then. I don't think they were drawing them at this point. I think they were past that. But the fact that it's not flipped around makes me a little concerned what's going on then. I would think they had the design software by that point. And because of that, they were like, we don't know how to rotate it though. Who knows? Except for the LEGO designers that are still there. And they want the light brick. So yeah, I only had the one. Only one light brick to be found. Sorry, everybody. And not even a pipe wrench to fix our day. Ah, unfortunate. I know I have the pipe wrench. I've seen it in my collection somewhere. No idea where. And I wish LEGO would bring the mold back. I think it's a very fun Legoized mold. But I think they have a new pipe wrench mold, which it's not the same. Need the big chunky one. Maybe it's nostalgia. Or maybe I'm onto something. It's like, I need more fun stuff. Where's the fun? Just notice that both human mechs have these larger bases to their legs, and the robots do not. Take notes, everyone. I probably should have been doing that in my builds, in my custom builds. I'd have to look back and see what I actually did for my... Well, actually, at least Thunder Fury follows that concept. My custom Thunder Fury. My Fire Vulture that I just did definitely has bulkier legs than it's supposed to. Oops. I like adding detail, alright? Alright, sticker check. Writing on the right, symbol on the left. Cool. I'm just going to throw this leg on now so I don't get them mixed up. I do find that interesting that the human mechs have bulkier legs. That was loud. Human mechs have bulkier legs, and yet all these sets were the same price. So not sure how the Lego pricing worked. I know there's things about how the price is shared amongst all the sets in the wave, and not just all the sets in the wave, but all the sets across all themes. And that's how you get some weird mixes, but I don't know, I feel like there's some bigger pieces in the human mechs. Well, maybe not the specialized molds. I don't know. I guess the robots are a little bulkier in the torsos. Kinda? Kinda not really. I don't, this probably doesn't matter. This has definitely felt like the most complete of the mechs I have. And I say that as I get to a part where I don't have the right pieces. Oh me, oh me. He'll be fine. It's just the whole thing that holds his ankle together. He'll be fine. Ooh, okay, so we have one non-stickered. And that's just me being a fool not stickering it when I was little. Okay, or littler. So we're gonna throw it on just a random arm. Yo, Grand Titan out here being the only one without the big hinges for his arms. Kind of rude to exclude him like that. Especially since he's supposed to be a big, beefy mech. Skipped arm day. Also, only one not to have coverings for the top of his feet. What gives? I think I'm seeing where the budget went. Certainly not in these places. Okay, don't have that plate. Did somebody else have it? I'm gonna start checking older bags. Nope. Nope. So we're just gonna skip over it. Oh, even though that would have been the stopper for this thing. Oops. I'll be fine. That piece is kind of important though. Okay. These pieces are kind of important. Where are they going? It's gonna be a little difficult to attach this without the right stuff. Just gonna finagle it in there. I will look for those pieces later in other bins, because they're kind of helpful to make it look good. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Missing an axle? Why is... I jinxed it when I said everything was just fine with this guy. Nothing is fine. He's missing so many parts now. Hold on. I don't have the axle. I don't have the 2 pieces there. I have the 2 stoppers. I have the big ring. And I have these. Alright, this is going to be an off-stream thing where I fix him up. He's missing a lot of pieces now. Don't know how I got around this when I was younger. It's a good thing we're near the end of the stream. It gives me some extra time to look for these parts. Oh, weird connection. Okay. Nice big rounded pieces. I don't know if these ever came back in red. I'm sure they did, but that's cool. And then this was the unique piece for this. Another bionicle, I guess. All 3 of the 4 are bionicle pieces. These swords that normally only came in silver exclusively came in red here for a big vice grip. Cool parts. Cool parts. What's not cool is all the parts missing. Put her pilot in. Yeah, this is missing a lot. Oh my, don't even have that piece. Oh my, oh no. Oh no. Older clip not wanting to connect. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, it didn't break. I will gladly take that, but my goodness, that's a lot of force for a clip. Eject. Got the eject things. Oh, and I put them in right. They're all facing upwards. Oh, hey, there was a transparent cone in this one. We found a piece. It's in the Fire Vulture one, but only one of the 2 cones. I don't have a way to connect this because I'm missing the parts that would. Well, this is a very sad Thunder Fury. No, sorry. Grand Titan. All these extra parts that don't belong. And the gun I can't even connect. Hold on, I can do this. He's gonna have a real stubby gun. That's so sad. Ooh. Takeshi's trying his hardest, okay? He's really trying. I did what I could. I did what I could with what parts are left that don't belong. So I guess after this, I'm gonna go hunting for parts. I already did for Thunder Fury and Skyboy last time they were built, but I can look for definitely look for the many pieces that are missing on this guy, and the few that are missing on Flame Vulture. Oh. Didn't hit the ground. We're good. Well, let me at least throw these parts in the bag. But that's going to be... Oh, hold on. Oh, this goes on the vice grip. I had one more piece. I only noticed it because it had a sticker on it. Okay. And one last look. We'll look at the combiner model again. Why not? That thing's kind of cool. Kind of neat. Definitely a lot better. The human one's a lot better than the robot one. Might attempt this one with a mellowed down color scheme. So I think the blatant white and the blatant red kind of segregated. Doesn't work too well. That's that guy. That's these guys. That's the gang. Let me get us zoomed out real quick. Now that we're done building. And do a little bit of so we get here. We get the whole gang in shot is the question. That's pretty good. Even Instagram gets most of it. Oh, hold on. So this guy up here. That's the gang. It's the guys we built today. Like I said, I could have gotten gate defense set up, but I did not. I did not get it set up. Another day. More building another time. Now I gotta put these somewhere. I always hate that with sets. I never have places for sets. I have places for parts, but not sets. They'll find a temporary home. I hope you all enjoyed these older sets. It's fun now looking back at some of the similarities. Like, I always remembered these panels on both the robot ones, the wedge slopes on top of wedge slopes, and them reusing this very cool, unique panel piece across the robots. But I didn't quite realize that the humans do the same thing here at the feet, or the legs. And then the bulky robots and the flyer robots shared the same feet. At least the main pieces they use. Heck, even down to these slopes up here on the flyers. And then larger slopes on the big guys. Interesting seeing those consistencies, so that way it was easier on the designers to make a bunch of these. It's interesting. And yeah, I always remembered that the robots had just like frames around them, whereas the humans would have glass. Yeah. And then I obviously all the small ones use the same core here with the legs. Fun stuff. But it's not super duper repetitive that is annoying. So good on the designers. If only I had more parts. If only I had the fiber optic cables. Those are cool as can be. I have none. I have one light brick. Dead as can be. Who's the lucky dog that got it? It was the Thunder Fury. It's in his now. Anyways, you'll see these in some future photos, videos, etc. If you watched the stream live, I appreciate you. If you're watching the VOD, I got you. Surprise attack. There's this extra stream for some reason. But I appreciate you even more. The shadow folks watching. What did I call you guys? I'll have to watch one of the other VODs to remember what I said. Our phantoms. Thank you, phantoms, for watching. The phantoms on YouTube. Watching from the shadows. Appreciate you all. Anyone that supports. The socials have been there all stream. Brag about them, whatever. Like, subscribe, follow, whatever the thing is for the social media you're watching on. Any support helps. And with that, that about wraps it up. There's plenty more Exo-Force to come. I'll thank you all so much for watching. I already said the whole spiel, so this is awkward. Anyways, goodbye. 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 Robot solo. 00011011011011101.